really important thing to know and consider when you're hiring somebody to work on your home is the payment schedule and the deposit. A lot of guys will ask for a deposit up front, which is okay, but I know here in the state of California, you cannot ask for more than $1,000 or 10% of the job up front, whichever is greater. I think a lot of times there are guys out there that cross that line and will ask people for much larger deposits, but it's completely illegal, and that's how you can wind up getting ripped off. So you gotta be careful. There's a lot of guys that will get as much money as they can up front, and we've all heard these stories, and then they disappear. Well, homeowners have to do a little bit of due diligence and understand these rules as well. Another important thing that might separate a good contractor with experience from one that isn't is how they set up their payment plan. I know I always make sure that I keep the customer ahead as far as payments are concerned. So maybe I've done 10% of the work or 20% of the work, but I'll only ask for 5 or 15% of the money, and that goes all the way to the end of the project until there's a fairly large payment that I'll only ask for after the job is 100% completed, everything's cleaned up, and the customer is 100% happy. A lot of times you hear these stories where contractors are asking for a lot of money up front and they wind up getting paid in full or close to full before the project is even close to completed. You hear a lot of excuses and reasons why they need the money, but those are red flags, so you never want to do that. And even when a contractor presents his payment schedule to you, if it looks like it's a little too front-loaded, you have the right to tweak it or ask for it to be changed. I think a very important thing to realize is that at the moment that you're negotiating the contract with the contractor, that's when you have the most power. And you can tweak things like the payment schedule. Instead of it being front-loaded, you can make it a little bit more back-loaded, and you can also negotiate the price. That's when you have the power to negotiate these things. But once the project gets started and the contractor moves on and he's in your house and he's in your life and things go wrong, it's often too late to negotiate those things. So the time to do that is before they start. So you gotta think about those things and do your research and make sure that your contractor is abiding by the rules in your state.